All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to the fifth episode of the Below the Yellow Line podcast on World Racing Media. I'm your host, Armando DePaul. Today, our panel consists of Justin, Joseph, and Blake. Some familiar faces on today's show. So, let's get straight to the point. We got a lot to talk about. The month of May, the greatest month in racing, is finally upon us. We're also going to be talking about reviewing the race weekend and I guess you could say the Monday race today too. So let's get started.
Well, what a weekend of racing that was. We talking about endurance racing. Two events, one in Mid-Ohio, the other one in a snow-filled race at Spa in May. No one saw this coming in the 6-hour race on Saturday morning, and neither did I. Well, Toyota, as no one to anybody's surprise, wins in overall for the LMP1 class in that event. Um, and then for Mid Ohio, it was a hard fight in all the classes, and it came down to Penske getting the win. Dover was the site of NASCAR this weekend, and for the ARCA Racing Series, presented by Menards, we had a rain postponed race which was supposed to be Saturday night, designated to Sunday afternoon, won by Christian Eckes. Two K&N Pro Series East races at South Boston, and the W Series making their first ever race at the Hockenheim Ring. Justin, you're fresh off the mine from the spa 6 hours. Tell me about it.
That race was one of the wildest because we didn't expect snow and the rain. Like, we started out dry, then the rain came, and then we didn't expect that, and then we went dry, like it was dry, and then towards the end, that's where the snow and the rain started getting worse, and they called the race earlier because all the weather that was going on.
And yeah, the rain or slash snow, I mean, depending on how the temperature was, it it brought out a lot of safety cars in the race. I mean, maybe not as much as we anticipated, but enough to keep the field condensed for a good amount of time. And the usage of wet tires was definitely high
You know,
in that race. One thing I realized was the GT Pro class was very prevalent when it came down to those nitty gritty battles. I mean, Aston Martin held them off. What did you think about that 97 car?
like that '97, like they had, like they were doing really well, and like they didn't mess up like some cars, like, and there were some cars that also had problems in the race, like they had no problems. The crew did their job, the drivers did their job, and that benefited them to get the win in their
Absolutely.
class.
And they held off some hard charging Porsches and BMWs at the end of that one.
Yep.
However, on the flip side of that, the 4GT cars were not really there to be found.
Yeah. Like they were not doing really well. Like something was not right with them. Like I
I
don't
think
even
it
know
could
where
have to
they.
do with the BOP.
Say that again, Blake.
So I apologize for interrupting
No, you're fine. I'll get back to you later. But Blake has really good
there,
points on it.
but I think it could have to do with the BOP.
The BOP, the balance of performance.
Like they didn't finish well. Like the
Um,
'66 got 24th overall, and the
at least maybe
'67
just for them,
what
maybe.
is 60? The '66, the '67 got 19th overall. Yeah, it's not good for Ford. The Fords did not do too well.
But they could definitely rebound. I think they can easily come back. I mean, of course, the only race that's left is Le Mans. By the way, speaking of the season, this is round 7 of 8 of the 2018-2019 FIA World Endurance Championship Super Season, which dates back to spring of 2018, the start of the season. And now Toyota has already clinched the championship for LMP1. By no one's surprise, they were the only factory team to enter in this season since Porsche left out last season in 2017. I honestly believe that just moving along, uh, I feel like if there's anything that's going to happen next year, I'm sure there's going to be like a new factory make coming in. Who knows? Maybe it's just going to be regulation changes. I hardly doubt what's coming. But so let's talk about the LMP2 class real quickly. And in the victors was Dragon Speed, which was Gonzalez, Maldonado, and Anthony Davidson in the 31 car, bringing it home in first in class, 7th overall, holding off a hard-charging G-Drive Racing car, and they ran Dunlop tires, unlike the Michelins that the Dragon Speeds ran. The number 26, that was the Russian squad, Roman Rusanov and Jean-Eric Vernet. Just looking on, you see the Alpines, they got 3rd, and then Jackie Chan DC Racing, 4th place. They ran Dunlops. Both of them actually did. But if we look on, I want to say like Ferrari came home 2nd in the AF Corsa in this event, just short off the Aston Martin car. The race did finish 13 minutes early. And let's talk about GTAM for a moment. If you watch movies and TV shows like I think the rest of the mainstream world does, you'll probably have a little heart attack when I tell you this name. Patrick Dempsey's car won GTAM. Yes. Dempsey Proton Racing's number 77 car, Matt Campbell, who is one of the 3 drivers, Para and Reed, the 77 Porsche, they won that class over Clearwater Racing's number 61 Ferrari. Actually, they came in 3rd. TF Sport and the Aston Martin number 90 came home 2nd. It was a little lackluster in that class, but I'd say now the stage is set for the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is the grand finale to the 2018-2019 Super Season, which comes in about a month and a half from now.
Yes, and we all know how prestigious Le Mans is, and it's even bigger now being the championship deciding race. Double points on the line as well.
Oh, absolutely. Double points. Last race of the championship. There's a lot at stake. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a different Le Mans than we've seen in last year's running for obvious reasons. If, of course, how do I explain it? The championship didn't have so much implications coming into this 24 Hours of Le Mans. Teams and drivers might run it different, or run it the usual way. That's what I'm trying to say. But they'll probably run it differently when there's more on the line than there usually is at Le Mans. And you also got to implement that 1 week after this race, many drivers and teams, especially for the GT class, will appear in the 24 Hours of Nürburgring in Germany less than a week after. Because this year, the N24 is going to be in late June, not in mid-May like it was last year. And for that, of course, we have to wait on later for the entry list and all that. But I did keep track of some of the VLN races. They've been insane.
Yes, the VLN is a very growing series with good reason. And it's the only series that runs only at the Nürburgring.
Well, it's based off the Nürburgring 24 hours, and
Yeah.
it's how do I put it into words? There's some, like, for some amateur drivers, they actually have to race in the VLN in order to be certified to race in the 24 hours of Nürburgring. If that makes any sense. Justin.
Yeah.
If you remember the 2017 N24, Land Motorsport Audi number 29 made an almost costly mistake in the pits when they had a fuel cap issue right when the car is about to be released, right? With less than 20 minutes to go. Then the track starts raining. You know, that track, Nürburgring, is so big. The track, like, again, the front stretch is nice and sunny, right? But all the way back in the Nordschleife, it's pouring rain like crazy. And it didn't rain all race long until that point. And they had to beat it was that number 1 Audi and that I think it was the 98 BMW. It was the car Nicky Katzberg drove and Richard Leitz in the 1 Audi. They didn't choose wet tires because they, intentional. They wanted to keep track position, right? They didn't realize, how long the lap times were, and because of that mistake, or by Land Motorsport in the pits with the fuel cap, they actually brought him in, not only refueled the car properly, but during the process put wets on, and guess what? The wet tires got them the win. If you haven't watched the Nürburgring 24 Hours of 2017 finish, watch it. I know it's not like your usual race. To my viewers out there, Blake said it right. It's all worth it.
Yeah.
Now, as for racing in this type of discipline, yesterday we had IMSA at Mid-Ohio. And the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is in round 4 this year at Mid-Ohio, and all the classes ran this time around. And there's the Acura Sports Car Challenge at Mid-Ohio. And Mid-Ohio's that track where you're going to have, you're going to need the experience. That's what I'm trying to say. And experience got the win. Look at first place drivers versus the second place drivers. You got Dan Cameron and Juan Pablo Montoya over Oliver Jarvis and Christian Nunez. Montoya took the wheels off that car.
Yep.
He never looked back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was a great drive from both the top 2 cars, the top 2 teams. And
oh yeah, Mazda was great, but they just couldn't get the job done. I don't know. I don't get where misfortunes with Team Yost and Mazda. I mean, I don't know if there's some curse. I mean, I don't believe in that. But still, something's got to click, and it ain't clicking.
Right now, like, I'm looking at the standings. Right now, the 31 Cadillac has a 4-point lead over the 7 Acura. Then it's the number 10 Cadillac. Then the number 6. They're the TPI standings. LMP2, it's the number 38 over the number 52 by 4 points. It's a 4-point gap between them. the 38 and the 52. GTLM standings, we have the number 912 Porsche leading over the number 3 Corvette. And the GT Daytona standings, the number 86 Acura has a 4-point lead over the number 12 Lexus.
And let's talk about GTD for a moment. Richard Highstand, Jack Hawksworth got Ambassador Sullivan in the Parkway Lexus RCF GT3, the number 14 car, their first win of the year. Holding up a hard-charging Mario Farnbacker, Trent Hinton, the number 86 Meyershank Racing Acura NSX GT3. And the GTD class win came down to basically the two biggest luxury Japanese automakers that have a rivalry outside of the racetrack, none other than Toyota's Lexus versus Honda's Acura. And I feel like they're going to make a big rivalry in the future, like just in the near future, you know. I don't know if it's going to be as crazy as Holden versus Ford in supercars, but it's still something in the making.
Oh, absolutely. And well, actually, not necessarily in the making. Like you said, it's been, maybe it's being brought up more onto the racetrack, but for as long as those companies have existed or those divisions have existed, they have been, rivals,
Acura
big
and
rivals.
dude, like sorry to interrupt, but Acura and Lexus have basically been out, like been created by their respective brands in that same period of time in like the early 90s. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but it's true. I could be Joe the encyclopedia right now, but I want to be Joe the race analysis. As for the GTLM class, it came down to Porsche versus Corvette, and their factory drivers Earl Bamber, Lawrence Van Thor got the 912 Porsche GT team the win over Jan Magnussen and Antonio Garcia in the number 3 Corvette Racing Mobile 1 C7R. And, of course, Patrick Pilet, Nick Tandy, the sister car, number 911 Porsche, finished third in class. Daytona winners, number 25 BMW, Carnegie Filippi and Tom Blomqvist, came in fourth outside the class podium. So, yeah, it's been a very competitive race in that category for sure. Maybe not as competitive as those cars when they were out at Spa in Belgium. However, this is definitely going to make a broader future to come. The next race for this league will be at Belle Isle, where they have a companion race. I think it's early June, right? Late May, early June. That same time of year with the same weekend as the IndyCar.
It's May 30th. I think it's May 31st. Let me check on.
It's around that time of year. It's after the Indy 500.
No, Saturday, June 1st. That's the Saturday. Saturday, June 1st.
Yeah. So that's fairly close. It's after 500 week, like probably a week after. Now, any other thoughts about the sports car events that took place?
Like about that, like at the race, like we only had like EP, like we only had one LMP2 up there. Like it's only 2
problems.
The 38 got spun by the 96 and Ford, 16th and 18th overall, 5th and 7th in class. The only car that they beated, like the Fords, did better than the 4 Corvette that crashed. Like we had a GTLM that was, we had the number 4 finishing 31st,
Yeah.
and the number 54 Core Autosports got 32nd overall in DPIs, and 34 was the number 38.
Yeah, I wanted to mention Core Autosport did not have a good race.
Turner Motorsports last place in the 96. A
They only completed
33.
one lap.
We had the 33 completed 34 laps. The 33 had the hood problem. Car number 33 for Mercedes. Yeah, not
It's
good
been a
racing.
tough one for them.
Yep.
But there's always room for recovery in the next few races. But a lot of these drivers have really coming up Le Mans in mind, and of course Nürburgring and so on. A lot of them also be making appearances in the Indy 500, like
Oh,
Ryan Hunter-Ray and Elio Castroneves, which is coming in the future. Now, I think we've covered it all for endurance racing.
Yep.
And once again, congratulations to Toyota on winning the 2018-19 LMP1 championship. They clinched it a race early. And now all they get to do is for Le Mans is just think about the big race itself and nothing else. I feel like there isn't. I feel like for the LMP1 class, like next year, the top prototypes need to have some sort of change. I feel like the glass ceiling, if it makes sense, there's like a glass ceiling separating the Toyotas and of course back then you had the Porsches and Audis and all the other top factory prototype teams versus the privateer teams like SMP Racing, Bicalls Racing Team, Rebellion, and so on.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just like this little glass ceiling that just with the regulation rules that need to change, and I think partly has to do with the hybrid system.
Yeah, like it's not like it's like almost every race. Like when there was Porsche, like Porsche was competing like with
Yeah,
Toyota.
they have the same horsepower.
Yeah, like now it's different. Like
And
there's probably
you
some.
can see where the line is, and the line is just not. It's not like there. That makes any sense?
Yeah, I think some fans are starting to get annoyed about it. Probably like some fans are starting to get annoyed by like Toyota.
Right, and especially since there's no one left to compete against them, and the lap times are just drastically different in speed.
That's true.
Yeah. And I remember, when I first heard that Porsche left LMP1, I was a bit sad because I feel like, this LMP1 had a good run for a while, and but I felt like it was just not. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to have this happen where it just became too much, too expensive for these manufacturers.
I agree. I mean, we were at a point in time where the competition level was through the roof. We would have like so many. Audi would bring like 2 or 3 cars, and Porsche would come in and bring like 2 cars for the race. Toyota would, I think, a few years would bring 2 or 3, depending on the situation. Audi would always come in with 3 cars. It was like back in when I started watching, like in the 2000s, early 2010s, before they pulled out.
Like,
I guess that they used to be game on in that category. And maybe they're getting the attention for the wrong reasons with Fernando Alonso. But please don't get me wrong. I love Alonso. I love Toyota. They've been my favorite P1 team since they joined. They were basically the remains of the employees and drivers from Peugeot. And heck, do I miss Peugeot. They were the bomb.
about like
Yes.
failing, like next year, Fernando Alonso's leaving, and they're replacing him with Brandon Hartley in that number 8 car for the 2019-2020 season.
And Hartley is a former Le Mans winner, driving for Porsche back when they had their factory LMP team. So it's going to fare out well. I know he gets the notoriety, the not so good attention from F1. Believe me, who doesn't? When they drive for Toro Rosso and fail to get points, they're going to get that type of plans.
Yep.
Well, think what else is in mind? I think we've covered much of endurance racing now. You want to go up to into IndyCar?
Yeah.
A little bit about some IndyCar. Indy Grand Prix is this weekend for the 5th running of the event. First Indy Grand Prix was held in 2014 as part of promotion for the Indianapolis 500. It's ran at the Indianapolis road course, which is the same track F1 used for their U.S. Grand Prix back in the day. And this was a few little tweaks to the track layout. And there's only one team besides the inaugural running that has gone to victory lane. It's the Penske powerhouse. It's Team Penske.
Yep.
And there's only 2 drivers that have found victory lane into the Indy Grand Prix for IndyCar. Simon Pagenaud and Will Power. Well,
I'm just going to say this right. I'm going to say this right now. I know that the month of May is the greatest month for all racing in general, but if I had to pick one racing series, this month belongs to IndyCar.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like, I know they only have like 2 races this month, the Grand Prix and the Indianapolis 500, but it's that one race. Like, I think that the Indy 500 is the biggest race. It's bigger than Monaco. It's definitely bigger than the Coke 600. It's the biggest race of the year. Like, if you had to attend any of those events, you'd pick the Indy 500. 9 times out of 10.
And this is going to be the 104th
Third. 103rd race.
103rd running of the Indy 500.
Yep.
And we've just seen a lot of changes in the years. And
all right, so let's talk about the IndyCar Grand Prix. So what do you guys think we're going to be expecting from it for the first race of the month of May for IndyCar?
I expect to see a lot of aggressive racing. You know, the IndyCar Grand Prix is usually a flat-out go through it, do what you can, because it's the last job of the Indy 500. If you end this race on a high note, it's only going to snowball into the Indy 500. You know what I mean? You want to carry the good momentum. I know this is a bad analogy since I'm about to bring up a NASCAR situation here compared to IndyCar, but Alex Bowman finished second at Talladega last week. And we all thought down on him, right? He just finished second at Talladega. Anyone could have been second. What did he do today at the Dover Ring? He knocked it out of the park. Led the laps. It was a factor to win. despite having to be starting in the back due to failing inspection,
Yeah.
Bowman finished second at Dover, of all places.
Yeah.
He solidified his talent in that race.
Yeah.
Now, why am I making this analogy? Because if you come up with some success in your back, it will lead you into more success. The momentum will continue on from the Grand Prix of Indy to the Indianapolis 500. That's what you want to do. If you're a driver out there, if you're a team out there, and you know the Indy 500 is going to be hard to get in here this year, you want to start off strong in the Grand Prix if you're running.
There's only one driver that won the Indy Grand Prix and the Indy 500 was Will Power last year. Every I expect to see Penske up front, all four cars. You have Neves, Newgarden, Pagenaud, Power. I think they're all going to be in the front. I expect to see Penske run really well again. Possibly one of their cars.
I'm probably winning it again.
One of them, I don't know. It could be Newgarden.
What about Newgarden? Yeah.
You won at St. Petersburg.
He might break the train of Pagenaud and Power winning.
Like, Newgarden is the points leader heading into this race. He's the points leader by about 28 points over Alexander Rossi. It's 28 points, and then Scott Dixon, Takuma Sato, Ryan Hunter-Reay are the top 5 in the standings. With Will Power in 6th, and Simon Pagenaud's 11th. Pagenaud, not the best start of the season in that 22 car.
They don't have that team does not have the handle of the Universal Aero Kit.
We also got,
how many podiums have they gotten since the Universal Aero Kit? I think they've only gotten 1 or 2.
Pagenaud?
Yeah.
He has none.
Right now.
From 2018 to now.
2018 he has some.
2018, I think he had either 1 or 2. I know he got a podium in Texas. I don't know if he got any before or after that, though.
He only got 2 podiums in 2018. It came at Texas with the 2nd place finish and Toronto with the 2nd place finish.
Yeah, so he only has 2 podiums in the entire Universal Aero Kit era. That team does not have the grasp of the Universal Aero Kit. But I do think that this race could be a turnaround point, considering Pagenaud is one of only 2 drivers to win the IndyCar Grand Prix.
Yeah. I think, the IndyCar Grand Prix, it's like a stepping stone. Like I said, how do I explain it? I mean, I think I already did. But, yeah. Now, the entry list for the Indy 500, which I'm about to pull up.
Before you pull it up, who's your pick to win the IndyCar Grand Prix?
Joseph Newgarden.
Yeah, me too. Joseph Newgarden, because he has momentum. He has good finishes.
Man.
He's the best Penske driver active. Like right now, Power is 6 in the standing. Newgarden's points leader. Newgarden, he knows what he's doing, and he's really managing his stuff well, except he almost lost St. Petersburg to Marco Andretti blocking him, and Dixon almost catched him because of the lap car in the way. In the other races, Newgarden got good finishes.
Is that bad looking at Wikipedia for the entry list for the Indy 500?
No, I'm on the IndyCar website.
Okay, so my pick. I love Penske. I don't like his stance on guaranteed spots, but I love Penske. But I'm not going to pick him. I'm going to pick another team owner whose stance I don't agree on when it comes to the guaranteed spots. I'm going to go with the number 27 Andretti Autosport of Alexander Rossi. And let me tell you why.
You're right on that.
Let me tell you why. Newgarden may be the points leader. That team is obviously going to be the favorite going into the IndyCar Grand Prix. But after that dominating performance that we saw at Long Beach. He won by over 20 seconds. That is by far the most dominating performance we've seen this season out of anybody. I'm pretty sure he held the lead I think he led there was only 4 laps in the race he didn't lead. I think the lowest he was all day was either second or fourth. That kind of performance, I don't care if you're the points leader. That will carry more momentum, in my opinion, having a dominating performance like that. And I think it's finally time that a team that's not named Penske wins the IndyCar Grand Prix, and I think Rossi has the best shot of doing it. So Rossi, he's my pick.
Yeah, well, Rossi, he still has a shot at this championship, even though he's behind Newgarden in points. So believe me, he'll be there. I'm just looking right now, the Indy 500. We got 36 entries so far. Of course, 33 spots. Get into the 500. And,
Three guys get them all.
Wait, it's a 77 for Smith Peterson. It's not what's his name?
It's gonna be Oriol Serbia.
Oriol Serbia.
Sure. It's gonna
32
Kyle
who's the 32 then?
Kyle Kaiser, he just got announced earlier today.
Well, IndyCar didn't update the website because they're weird.
I guess my list is outdated.
Yeah, the 32 is Kyle Kaiser. The 77, it's not confirmed, but it's 99% sure it's going to be Oriol Serbia.
Are you sure it's going to be Oriol Serbia? Maybe
he tested the car and tested.
Maybe what happens if he's sick? Who's going to drive the car?
Me.
No, Joseph, you're not driving that car.
I will leave this podcast right now. Go to Schmidt and say, "Hey, Oriol is sick. I got you."
Okay, I'm looking here. Last year, Rossi got 5th. 2017, he got 8th.
He won.
2016, he won 10th.
Wait, in the IndyCar Grand Prix?
Yeah, that's Rossi.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the 500.
No, that's the Indy Grand Prix.
Okay.
I was just checking. Just want to know for sure.
Well, is it me, or am I just, very eager to know who's going to get bumped from the Indy 500 this year?
God, there's 3 cars.
This is why we don't guarantee spots.
I don't know.
Okay, what if Ed Jones or Fernando Alonso gets bumped for the Indy 500?
God.
I mean, Fernando Alonso hasn't had the best month of May so far. I know all he really had was those couple of day or two testing.
We're on 16 Mayo.
He's not with anymore. He's with Carlin. It's a completely different.
For some reason, I know one driver already getting bumped.
Which driver?
Pippa Man, 39.
I mean, she got bumped last year. Does that entirely mean?
No, I think
who got bumped last year that no one thought was going to get bumped?
But who's Clausen Marshall Racing? I don't even know what that team is.
It's a USAC team. It's a USAC team.
Ryan Clausen. Probably his widow owns it.
It's a USAC short track team.
Clausen Marshall Racing is a Chevrolet. I don't even know, about.
I mean, the Chevrolets have the best engines in the field.
It depends, she's not one of the fast cars, like a Team Penske engine or whatever,
But you gotta get 4 perfect corners in for what? How many laps? 4 laps or something?
Yeah, 4 laps. Yeah, 4 laps around.
4 laps of qualifying. 4 perfect laps are needed.
I already got my picks on who's going to be bumped. I think it's going to be the 81 of Ben Hanley for Dragon Speed.
Yes.
Pipman for Brian Clausling, and I reserve a full-time entry. I think Schmidt Peterson is gonna get the bull shot of him again. I think Marcus Ericsson's gonna miss it.
Ooh, for me,
Marcus Ericsson's gonna miss the Indy 500.
Yeah, I think so.
For me,
he's an amateur. We've never really seen him at an oval.
Yeah, we did.
I think that's gonna be his downfall.
It makes sense.
For me,
yeah, because it's at least Wickens. Here's the thing, Alonso. Did anyone know if Ericsson actually did any testing on an oval prior to?
I'm sure he has. I've never kept track of testing or anything.
Because I know Alonso tested at Texas. I was going to use. Because I know some people might say, "Oh, but Robert Wicket's never went on an oval."
But also, there was a race at Phoenix before this.
Yeah, Robert Wicket's had Phoenix. Granted, Phoenix and
But Phoenix
Indianapolis are very, very different.
For me, about the people leaving is Pippa Man, Ben Hanley, and the third driver, J.R. Hildebrand in the 48.
You really think Jared Hildebrand's going to miss the Indy 500?
Like, I don't know. Like,
he's too ambitious, bro.
Like, the 24, like, I don't know. For me, it's between Karam or Hildebrand.
Karam might miss the Indy 500. Don't at me. Just don't at me. Maybe it's Ferrucci, but every time I said something shit about him, he usually
gets good finishes.
Easy. So start saying good stuff about him. But
I mean,
you're
Hildebrand
the other way.
And Karam, because I don't know about Hildebrand's speed. I didn't see him test or anything. So I don't know.
All he needed was one perfect corner. That's all.
Oh gosh, for 2011.
Press F in the chat for Hildebrand.
Like, I know that I don't think Castroneves is missing the race.
They are.
If Newgard and Castroneves miss the race, something is wrong with their cars if they miss the race.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first. It wouldn't be the first time Penske's gotten bumped. What year was it where Penske got all their cars bumped?
What?
Was it 1980?
Oh God.
I'm looking that up.
I don't know about Mateus Lice getting bumped.
Mateus Lice is not going to get bumped.
Also, there's
Ericsson?
a little part of me that wants Pippa to get bumped because justice for Stefan Wilson.
95? I think it was 95.
Dixon's not getting bumped. Bourdais, I hope he doesn't get bumped in the 18 car. I hope.
In terms of like powerhouse teams, like if I'm trying to think of out of all of them, which has the best to get bumped, I mean, I already said Marcus Ericsson, but if I had to pick someone else,
that'd be on the crust.
I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with. Oh God, Race Day 20 was going to hate me for this. I'm going to go with a wild card, Tony Kanaan.
Wow.
You really think Tony Kanaan?
Oh, God.
If I had to choose
hold on.
a team that wasn't Ericsson, because Ericsson, like in terms of full times, he's like my guarantee. Like I'm not sure. But if I had to pick, I like Ericsson. Okay, I like to move forward, and he's one of my favorites in IndyCar. I just think his lack of experience on ovals, especially because we haven't had any ovals this season, I think that's going to hurt him a lot. And let's be honest, Schmidt-Peterson, they haven't been the best this season. And going to Indianapolis, I don't think they're going to have a lot of momentum unless they win the IndyCar Grand Prix, which I don't see happening.
Didn't James Hinchcliffe get them a pole?
Yeah, and he also got them only one entry last year.
Okay, maybe they are rubbish. Who knows?
Hey, well, maybe. Hey.
Okay, but let me explain my Tony Kanaan pick.
Hey,
Tony Kanaan is not in his prime. I know he did really good last year.
Hey, Dale.
But he's not in his prime anymore, and it's especially showing this year.
Hey,
AJ Foyt. I feel like they've regressed this year more than last year.
Yeah, he's definitely regressed. I've seen it in him. I think he's just riding around.
Hey, another possible big team is the 25.
What do you think, Zach?
Connor Daly in the 25.
Connor Daly is lackluster. Please.
Like Connor Daly.
Please.
It's been a while since I've seen him race in IndyCar. I don't know. He didn't
really expect that of Connor Daly.
In 2015, he blew up on the pace laps. He literally blew up on the pace laps.
Like, you gotta disrespect my man Connor like that.
Like, it's Connor Daly. Like, I don't know. Like, when was his last Indy 500? Let me go check.
Okay, I'm looking right
now. Last year.
His last Indy 500 was 2018 with Dale Coyne Racing, and he finished 21st, starting dead last.
Yeah, he's 21st.
And here's his record. 2017, he started 26th, finished 30th for AJ Foyt.
Oh, God.
2016, he started 24th, finished 29th for Dale Coyne.
Oh, God.
2015, he started He started 23rd and finished dead last for Schmidt.
How you gonna disrespect the man Connor like that?
And then the 2013, he started 31st and finished 22nd.
Like those.
Connor misses the show. Because here's the thing. I actually have Connor Daly.
Dude.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm still debating on who I'm picking to win the Indy 500. I got Connor Daly in that discussion.
Oh gosh.
He's in an Andretti Autosport car. They are always strong. Think about this. He went from dead last to 21st, and yeah, it was with Dale Coyne partnership, but I forgot what the team.
It took 500 miles for him to get from dead last to 21st.
Yeah, but the team. What I'm trying to say is the team he was on. It wasn't that good either. I forgot what the name of the team was. It was aligned with Dale Coyne.
It was Tom Burns Racing.
Exactly. Like it was not the best team in the field. So the fact that he clutched his way into bump day. Like he clutched his way into the race. And then he went from 33rd to 20. He went from 33rd to 21st. And
21st is his best finish in the Indy 500.
He's going to be an Andretti Autosport. Andretti is always English. Andretti Autosport is always strong in the Indy 500. I mean, look at Alexander Rossi. He went from 32nd to 4th.
Well, Alexander Rossi is better overall. Connor Daly is.
Yeah, Alexander Rossi has been in better equipment, though, than Connor Daly.
But Connor
let's be honest here. Connor Daly hasn't been in the best equipment. I think the best equipment was Dale Coyne. And even then.
No, he drove in for Smith Peterson.
Yeah, either way, none of those teams are really the best in the field. He's going to be literally one of the best cars in the field. So I think this is where we truly get to see what Connor Daly is made of. Who knows? I could be completely wrong, and then he gets bumped, and then I'm just like, well, glad I didn't bet money on that one.
Listen, all questions will be answered on bump day.
But the problem about the coverage for NBC, ABC had both days of qualifying this year. NBC SN and the NBC Sports Gold as day one, NBC day two. Like ABC did better coverage for Indianapolis for some reason. They did better.
Yeah.
Like it's so annoying.
Well, we gotta wait to see till the actual race. Let's see how the actual. I mean,
the race will be on regular NBC.
The race is. It's
the race
just. Of course. That's the only thing. Like there's random.
500 NBCSN. There'd be a riot. There would be riots.
For sure.
The track used to have a blackout at a certain time for the Indy 500, making for Indiana residents, so that you had to go in person to the event to watch the race.
Oh God, that's stupid.
Well, I mean, they did it to get ticket sales. It's tactics. They actually
here's the thing. You know, we're having this discussion about who's going to get bumped and who's not going to get bumped. This is why you keep bump day. The 25 and 8 rule could go kiss my ass. It's stupid. No guaranteed spots. I've said it forever. This is what's killed the field size in NASCAR. Why? Because guaranteed spots. No guaranteed spots for nothing. This is what bump day brings. This is what no guaranteed spots. It creates discussion.
And it creates drama on the track. It takes
It puts
a story out there. And that's why I'm for bump day. I'm sorry. Guaranteed spots are for NASCAR. But for the Indy 500, nah.
Oh my God.
I don't even like guaranteed spots in NASCAR. Qualifying isn't interesting. I'd be more interested if Chase Elliott or Jimmy Johnson had a chance of missing the field than just thinking, oh, okay, they're going to be in the race again. I'd be more interested in qualifying.
NASCAR would have an earthquake internally.
Well, Chase Elliott.
It's like Dale Jr. missing a race.
Oh God, people would freaking kill NASCAR, literally.
Oh, that's gonna kill NASCAR, says all the fans.
Hey, Montoya already said I'm gonna kill NASCAR officials. That's what Montoya said on the radio after getting the penalty.
Hey, what NASCAR driver hasn't said that at this point? Kurt Busch.
That's Montoya being dumb.
Oh, I Montoya. What do you know? It's Lee. Do this.
What do you mean? The greatest race car driver of all time is Pastor Mel.
Oh my God.
Pastor Mel, no.
I'm looking at all.
He's not the greatest race car driver.
By the way,
He's the greatest. He should be a 20-time champion.
He won one Grand Prix race out of luck in Valencia 2012.
Hey,
No,
He
was it Barcelona?
guess what?
come on,
Guess
NBC.
what? Who did he beat? He beat Michael Schumacher. He beat Lewis Hamilton. He beat Fernando Alonso. Therefore, he's better than all of them.
I'm looking right now. NBC Sports
All
Gold.
hell the past.
Practice 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Part of Indy 500 qualifying. Practice 6, practice 7, practice final practice. Yeah, most of it's on the NBC Sports Gold that costs $50. NBC's gonna have the race and the pre-race. There's another pre-race show and a post-race show on NBCSN. Like ABC was a little bit better. They showed both days on their local station. No, NBCSN shows part 2 of Indy 500 qualifying on Saturday. Part 1 on NBC Sports Gold that costs.
So we're basically going to miss Bump Day.
Bump Day is it day 1 Bump Day?
Yeah, Bump Day's day 1, isn't it?
Shit! I can't even see it because it's on NBCSN.
I have no
God
idea.
I'll keep
damn
you
it.
posted, bud.
Canada's shit.
I know, I feel bad.
Sportsnet. I want Sportsnet to give it
To wake up. I understand. They're
Like,
not waking up.
In the chat, everybody.
They only air IndyCar, the Indy 500 and Toronto on regular Sportsnet 360. Other races, Sportsnet World, $20. Like, holy crap.
They're just puppet holders at this point.
Like Iowa, it's on NBCSN, have to find a live stream. Mid Ohio, it's on a regular NBC. So like the final 2 races from Portland and WaterTech Raceway, all good. NBC, like we have 7 races, I think, on NBC. I think. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 races. The other races, the other 9, NBCSN.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so annoying. Like, even people in UK get on Sky Sports F1. Like, people in UK are lucky than people in Canada. Even David Lane made a video about that.
Yeah, well, David Land is the guy that I mostly refer to when it comes to IndyCar news.
Yeah,
he says everything's spot on. If you guys haven't subscribed, reviewers out there, subscribe to David Land. He is the man. You got to put your time into his videos. It's worth it. I'm ready to transition over from IndyCar when you guys are ready, so I can bring up some supercars action that happened over the weekend and first Super Night. And I'll be honest, that was a dominating performance by the Penske clan. There was no stopping.
Dominant. What else is new?
Ford has been beating Holden this year, and they've really just shown it. They're just putting everything into it. This is something that we've not seen. Usually, Holden has the upper end. Of course, with the AAA Red Bull HRT squad like Win Cup and Giesbergen. But even then, Win Cup got a good second place finish. And let's talk about the first race at the Super Night, which was won by Fabian Coulthard over Scott McLaughlin for Dick Johnson and Roger Penske. And the Shell V-Power Ford Mustangs 1 and 2. Chaz Mostert for Tickford Racing and the Super Cheap Auto Mustang rounds up an all blue oval podium. And Win Cup and Van Giesbergen finished 4th and 5th in their Red Bull HRT Triple Eights. That makes up your top 5. And into race 2, which is round 12 of the Supercar season, which is Scott McLaughlin, Scotty, last year's champion, is going to win. He led 31 of the 83 laps to win. Because in the race, when it started, Jamie Whincup had the advantage at the start. Remember, Justin?
Yep, he did.
And I tell you, Whincup, I thought it was going to work out, but when the pit cycles happened, you saw a little change in position there. But I got to say, a mistake on pit road definitely costed them a chance at a win. But they were able to accumulate second place finish and 138 points to their name. Cameron Waters finished third in the Tickford Racing in the Monster Energy Ford. So 2 Fords and a Holden on the podium. Waters led 2 laps, and Simone Di Silvestro led 2 laps as well of that race. 2 DNFs, Scott Pye with a crash, and Chaz Mostert, who had the engine failure. And here's the standings so far in the Australian Virgin Supercars series. Scott McLaughlin, 142 points after 12 races ahead of his teammate Fabian Coulthard. And then 322 points back in third is Shane Van Gisbergen. David Reynolds, 4th place, 375 points back. And Chaz Mossert's 402 points behind in 5th. But Jamie Whincup climbed his way up the standings. And I'll tell you, he was 7th in points. And now he's 6th in points. 409 behind. Jamie Whincup usually has a great charge late in the years. He's still in his prime. But I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to get between the 2 Penske cars this year. They're just unstoppable. I'd say my dark horse pick of that race was definitely Anton De Pasquale, who finished in 7th, right behind his Erebus teammate, David Reynolds. The next Supercars race.
It's Truck Assist Winston Super Sprint's the name of the event.
And when is that?
That is May 24th to 26th. Not this. It's the week of the Coke 600 week, Memorial Day weekend.
Alrighty.
The race 13 is at 1:50 a.m. Eastern time, and race 14 is at 11:45 p.m. Eastern time. For those races,
I'll definitely make sure to watch it. But yeah, Winton, and then after Winton, so there's 2 races there, and then you have Darwin for the Triple Crown races, rounds 15 and 16. That's week 7. Just looking on 2 races at Townsville.
Then we have
and
we have Townsville, that Borate Park Street Circuit, July 5th through 7th. That's the week of Daytona Then we have July 28th, it's Queensland Raceway. July 26th through 28th. August 23rd to 25th, we have the Bend Super Sprint. Then all the way September 13th to 15th, we're in Auckland Super Sprint.
New Zealand.
Then we go to Mount Panorama for the Bathurst 1000.
Oh, yeah, the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. What a classic that is.
And then we have the Vodafone Coast 600.
Gold Coast is at Surfers Paradise.
And the last, then we have
Sandown. It's 1 race.
Sandown 500. And then we have the last race of the season. Bow Tire Newcastle 500 Newcastle Street Circuit. That's the final race of the season on November 22nd.
In total, 30 races of the year.
30? I thought there was 31 before. What race did they take out?
Last year.
There was 31. I guess at one point there was 31 races.
Okay.
Don't remember what year that was.
And looking at the 2 teams that have won that was not part of Penske is Tickford Racing with Chaz Mostert winning the 5th race at Melbourne. And or actually round 5 at Melbourne. And the other team was, of course, Shane Van Gisbergen winning at Tasmania and for Red Bull 888 HRT. And the Holden. The only Holden to win is Shane Van Gisbergen. And, of course, he came runner-up in the championship last year. So there's that with supercars. And now let's move on to NASCAR.
Yep.
What a race weekend we had at Dover, in the capital of Delaware. The Monster Mile, as many call it. It's an evil track. And the 50-year anniversary of the inaugural race, which was won by Richard Petty, who has a total of 7 career wins at this facility.
Yep.
Now, for the current drivers, Jimmy Johnson holds that record for 11 wins. But as on a not so good note for him, this also marks 2 years since his last Cup win.
Mhm.
Well, not 2 years. I mean,
Oh yeah,
it'll be 2 years when he hits 72. Which, by the way, I think that he's gonna end his winless streak when it reaches race 84. Conspiracy. That's my little
Race
conspiracy.
84.
Johnson's gonna win his 84th career win, ending his 84 race winless streak.
What race is race 84?
I have no idea.
was it some mystery race?
I don't know. As far as I know, it could be Kentucky. I don't know. I didn't put much effort into actually figuring out what race it was and doing the math.
Okay, Jen Johnson's probably just going to win at Homestead for no reason.
I actually thought he was going to win at Homestead. I'm not going to lie. It was a gut feeling of mine. It wasn't. I had nothing to base off it. I know he won in 2016, but it was just a gut feeling I had.
Some reason. Somebody.
It was probably a part of me that was just wanting to deny with all my heart that Jimmy Johnson's going to have a winless season.
You think you're the only person in denial over this? He's got a gigantic fan base, dude. Come on.
It's still so weird just to think,
Oh my god.
it's just still weird just to having the same conversation, Jimmy Johnson and winless.
Quinn House, the 77 car. Guess why he got part on lap 168?
Hey man, that team's gonna win the championship.
Too slow.
Yep, too slow.
His car was too slow, and that's
Hey, it's fine. I could have driven the snail faster.
Like that 77 is so slow.
You know what? Quinn
Like,
Hall winning the championship this year, bud.
No, he's not. He's too slow.
You're gonna join
Get out of
champion.
here, Armand. You ain't winning the championship.
Oh, Chad Finch. Oh god.
Armand,
Like
you crazy, bud.
Mark Jr. got 6 playoff points.
In all seriousness, I still stand by Jimmy Johnson win the title in 2019. I think he's gonna put Tony Stewart 2005.
No, funny. But I mean,
Hey, who thought Tony Stewart was gonna win the title in 2005 before Sonoma?
that is true. He did make a late season start.
I'm looking here about Mark Jr. He started 13, led 132 out of 400 laps. Alex Bowman, solid second. Really solid second place for Alex Bowman in that 88 team. Kyle Larson, third place after flipping last weekend.
He needed that.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Larson, he flipped over.
Kyle
and-
Larson in 2019 had only 3 top 10s, 1 top 5, and an average finish of 17.2. This
Then
was
we had
what needed.
we had Truex led 132 laps. Bowman,
Just like
Hey, I just
145.
want to mention that was Kyle Larson's first top 10 since Las Vegas.
Ooh.
No, since Phoenix. He didn't get top 10.
Phoenix, my bad.
and Larson led no. Harvick only led a lap in that race, got 4. Chase Elliott led the most laps, 145.
Yeah, Chase Elliott was at one point. I thought he was going to be unstoppable.
He got 5th. Then Eric Jones, Logano led 16. Byron 5. Boyer none. And Kyle Busch got top 10, who led 1 lap. Suarez led 21 laps in that race. Johnson led 4. Keselowski led 58. Like, and Michael McDowell led a lap.
That's cute. He led the lap.
And BJ McLeod
Still
was last
32
place.
points.
BJ McLeod blew an engine on lap 96. Quinn Houff was too slow. And Reed Sorensen blew an engine also. So yeah, 3 cars were not in the race. 34 cars finished.
And we
Daniel
know this
Hemrick.
the Kansas Speedway.
Oh, Daniel Hemrick 25th. That's not good for Hemrick.
I don't know why I thought before the end of stage 2 that he was going to have some wacky strategy to win the race.
I'm looking at the point standings going into Kansas for Cup. Kyle Busch has a 5-point lead over Joey Logano. Kevin Harvick third, Denny Hamlin fourth, Martin Truex Jr. in the top 5. Kyle Larson was 21st, moved up to 15th. Alex Bowman moved up from 15th to 13th. He's only 5 points beyond Suarez for 12. We have the Xfinity race on Saturday that Christopher Bell won. It could have been Cole Custer if that yellow would have not came out. Cole Custer led 155 out of 200 laps led. And
Yeah,
right now,
crazy here.
Tyler Reddick is the points leader.
Let me say this: after that race, I will buy into the big 3. After Cole, I said Cole Custer wants to be considered in the big 3. He needs to put on like another dominating performance. And after Dover, I will agree that there is a big 3.
Custer's a factor every race.
Yeah, I will put Cole Custer into the fray.
Like we have
4, I just had Bell and Reddick, not
yeah.
Custer.
Like I'm looking here, I'm looking at Tyler Reddick has a 23-point lead over Bell. Custer 71 back. Cindric 81 back, and Allgaier in 5th, 114 points back. Like,
My pick did not go well. I thought it was going to be just an Allgaier.
by the way, about Tyler Reddick, he has 10 starts this season. 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s. He only has
On a roll, dude. Like, this guy's the man on a mission.
Like, he has better stats.
Better stats than his championship season in 2018.
Like right now on the bubble, Brandon Jones is in by a good margin, like 40 some points over. He has like 38 points over Chastain in 13th.
Tyler Reddick has more top 5s this season than he did in his championship season.
Oh, but he was learning the cars because he was driving trucks previously. Truck Series standings are really close. We have Enfinger only ahead of Soto by 4 points. It's really close. Grayson 11 points back in 3rd. Brett Moffitt 14 points back in 4th. Ben Rhodes 23 points out in 5th. Right now, Todd Gilliland is in. Sheldon Creed's out. Right now, Harrison Burns in 8th in the standings. Harrison Burns, Todd Gilliland is behind. Is not in the
Yeah, Todd Gillen is just shaky. I tell you, he's just been in unfortunate situations.
Like his owner telling him he's probably going to get kicked out of his ride.
Do you think it's going to happen? I mean, at this
it's Kyle Busch you're talking about.
That is true, and he's very, very blunt about these things.
Oh my god!
I want to mention, like, don't stop him. Like,
Todd
Gillen's at least got something to prove, you know.
Oh my god! I'm looking at the standings. Natalie Decker raced more than Corbin Forrester, and Corbin Forrester's ahead of Natalie Decker in the points.
Wow.
Like, she's doing so bad. She did worse at one point than Tyler Hill in the 56 truck. Like, I'm telling you, and plus we have Kansas coming up, and she's in the 54 truck. They should put Anthony Alfredo.
Anthony Alfredo would be a lot more ideal of a driver.
Like, Alfredo
I love Natalie Decker, but I don't know anymore.
Like, he knows how to drive. He knows more how to drive for something.
Natalie Decker should not be in trucks.
Like The
Like, do
Kansas
another
race,
ARCA season, you know?
like she did good at ARCA, the truck series. Oof. You look at her truck
Yeah.
series, not good. She has no top 10, no top 5, no nothing. What's her best truck finish? I'm gonna go
Was
check
it
that.
I think
Vegas?
it's 20th.
Sorry about the voice crack. Was it Vegas?
It's 20th. It could be worse than that.
Maybe.
What? What the? Okay, internet's weird because it said racing bikini. It's a racing reference. I don't know. People are weird.
How? Well, of course, that's usually what happens.
Her best finish in the truck. Wait, what? She got 13. Is her
It was
best
Vegas,
finish
right?
at Vegas.
Really?
Her worst finish is 32nd at Daytona. She wrecked on lap 1 at Daytona,
Sounds about right.
24th at LA and a couple laps down, 1 lap down at Vegas, got 13th,
Is there any
4
weirder
laps
finishes?
down at Dover. She almost did worse than Tyler Hill. Like Allie Decker. She got 17th. Tyler Hill was beating her in the race at one point in a
Oh,
56
okay.
truck.
Put me in the 54.
Like you see, the 56 is Timmy Hill and Tyler Hill's team.
Put,
What does
put
DB?
Armani in there in that. Car.
Thank you.
Wait, what?
I knew
what
you were
does
waiting
D-
for it.
Wait, what does DVP mean? What does DVP mean on Brennan Pulse's DVP?
You know what,
Oh, come on. You wanna know
Armani?
what's funny?
Yeah.
Guess why Josh Freeman
One day you're gonna be racing Le Mans with me as a co-driver.
Josh
Oh my
Freeman-
God! Yes, let's do it.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah, in our imaginary world.
Josh Rayome and Norm
You actually kind of got my hopes up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
By the way, Josh Rayome and Norm Bennings is too slow. They're too slow. Holy shit.
I mean, is that every week?
Corbin Forrester crashed. Jesse Little broke a track bar. Alternator on the 44. Creed crashed. Joe Nemechek had suspension problem. What does DVP mean? Because it says that on the 30 of Brand Pool. DVP. What does DVP stand for? On Racing Reference. It just says DVP
They not
Brand Pool.
participate.
It says DVP on Brennan Pool. 30 truck. Everybody else was running. Jennifer Jo Cobb actually. Oh, she was like almost. She was like 15 laps down, I guess.
I mean, what do you expect out of a snail?
But Daniel Sassnet, Travis Kvapil, Tony Mrakovich, and Corey Roper were the ones that. Daniel Sassnet switched drivers.
It's Corey Roper withdrew.
Corey Roper, Tony Mrakovich, and Travis Kvapil were the ones that withdrew. So the next race will be going to Kansas.
No entry list out yet, I don't think.
There's one on NASCAR app thing that says there's a random 46 car. I don't know what team it is. It says a 46 Chevy with Joey Gase. Is it another Rick Ware car? I bet it's a Rick Ware car. Or another Spire Motorsports entry. I don't even know. If it's another Spire Motorsports entry, I'm going to be wondering why.
They'd be crazy to field another car.
Or put a third Rick Ware car.
Probably
No, it could be
Carl
another
Vaughn.
premium car, 3 premium motorsports car. The 27, 46, and 15, maybe. I don't even know. I know it's not H. Scott Motorsports returning. I know it's not that for sure. H. Scott is not returning. I know that for sure. So yeah, the next truck race will be at Kansas. Yeah, Rafael Lassard got 11, 10 for Ross Chastain. Like, I'm just looking at these.
Chastain is basically the Kyle Busch of the truck series right now. Top 10 in every race.
Yeah, like, people say Ross Chastain doesn't deserve his ride. People say that he doesn't deserve it for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know those people. Those people need to get their heads.
Even people say Ryan Segan. There's a guy, especially on Facebook, that hates him, that hates Ross Chassis Ryan Sieg for some reason.
NASCAR on Facebook isn't the most pleasant place to be on.
No, it's a guy.
Yeah, because all they do is have people posting angry reacts on everything.
Not
There's
everything.
a chat for that.
Except if it's somebody intentionally wrecking someone. That's different.
But isn't that everything on Facebook?
No.
You're right. I will go into the NASCAR ship posting chat and post another I Miss Dale meme.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Classic meme.
What was so funny about Josh Belichick? It says transmission. John Jackson, vibration. Jeff Green, great.
But look who finished in the top 16.
Oh, yeah, Timmy Hill in the 66 for MBM Motorsports.
How do you get that cart up there?
He beat Justin Haley by a lap. And he beat Noah Jackson by like 2 laps.
That's beyond me.
I didn't expect the 66 to be in the top 20. Oh my God. It says Morgan
Brilliant,
Shepherd
dude.
overheating on lap 50. Bailey Curry, lap
Okay,
50
let's face it.
engine.
You know he's starting parked.
Mike Harmon did not even go to the garage. They lapped him almost 60 times.
Okay, but let's be real. It's Mike Harmon. What else do you really expect out of him?
Let me check how many times. No, they lapped him in one Dover race. I'll go on my calculator.
What was the last time Mike Harmon finished? Has Mike Harmon ever finished?
2013 Daytona 300. Drive for COPD 300 at Daytona in 2013. He was actually in the lead pack. This was the first race when Penske did not run in a Dodge, and they lapped X cars to Mike Harmon, who was.
They lapped Mike Harmon 56 times in one race. Holy shit!
If I didn't know this, why do you know that specific information?
Oh God!
I have specific Easter eggs of NASCAR in my memory, and that was an Easter
So
egg.
do I, but still, of all the information, why that?
He's failed.
Listen, I remember when Norm Benning finished 4th in his heat. It was almost like he finished 4th in a race.
Wait, I'm trying to think about something.
That was last year in Eldora.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I want to see the
I think
27.
Norm Benning up front is like Mike Harmon running up front.
I want to see the Xfinity series. How many times Garrett Smithley got lapped at Bristol in 2017? He got lapped enough times.
We're talking about Mike Harmon right now.
Wait, I want to see. I think it was a lot. Let me check.
What if I drove for Mike Harmon?
Oh gosh.
Money.
Congratulations. Yeah, I'll drive for Mike Harmon. I'll go from 35th to 25th. Boom.
No, you won't.
They lapped.
I'd beat you if I were driving MDM Motorsport or MDM.
You want to bet? Me and you need a race one day so I can kick your ass.
Yeah. Let's go racing in the electric scooters at Walmart.
We go to
Walmart. We go to the one in Pembroke Pines.
We go to K1 Speed.
We'll race
We go to K1 Speed
Speed.
down in Dayton.
Hey, you know the 2017 race at Bristol, the night race?
Yeah.
Guess how many times Garrett Smithley got lapped?
Throw it.
96.
Yeah, I remember that guy was a moving chicane.
I see just the leaders pass him like every second. Oh my God.
That's how it felt with Bubba Wallace. I'm literally watching the race, and literally I see Bubba Wallace getting lapped every like 5 laps. I'm thinking to myself, what is this man doing?
Like, I don't know. Garrett Smithley getting lapped so many times.
Oh.
Like, holy crap. I didn't expect Garrett Smithley to get lapped. Like, his teammate Ross Chastain is doing good.
All right, I'll call it now. This is gonna be the final 4 for the Xfinity. Chad
Oh
Fincher,
God.
Mike Harmon. I'll throw in a somewhat reasonable pick, Justin Haley, and a 4th pick, Brandon Brown.
Okay, playtime is over.
Oh, Brandon.
There's my final 4 picks.
Okay, your final 4 should actually be Justin Allgaier, Tyler Reddick,
Christopher Bell, Cole Custer.
Austin Cindric, and Cole Custer.
Wow, no love for
Christopher Bell. Oh yeah.
For me,
I
Oh, yeah, I
picked
remember.
Cedric to win Dover.
He freaking won the last race, didn't he? I don't know. I'm a little.
Cedric hasn't won in Xfinity.
I got the Bruins Blue Jackets game on right now.
I'm just
Back,
looking random
20
things.
seconds left in the second period. I kind of want to catch up on that.
Wait, I'm just checking something at Martinsville. See how many times people got left in 27.
All right, let's start talking
Oh,
about
come on.
let's start talking about the upcoming races this weekend before I start going crazy on Mike Harmon winning the championship.
No, my
Yeah, in your dreams.
anytime soon.
Hey,
Let's talk about.
you know what? I'll make you a deal. If it happens, we actually have to actually start a race team.
Oh God.
That's a good bet because you know it's not gonna happen.
Exactly. I swear to God,
Yeah.
if Mike Harmon somehow wins the race, gets into the chase, somehow pulls a Ryan Newman and wins the championship, I'm just gonna say nope. You never know. I'm just saying that happens. I'm
You
done.
never know, my ass.
All right, let's go on to the upcoming races this weekend.
Yeah.
All right, so this
Kansas, we got F1.
We have
IndyCar
Spain.
Grand Prix. Am I missing anything?
We have NASCAR at Kansas. We have Indy Grand Prix for IndyCar. Trying to think.
Spanish
No,
Grand
it's
Prix.
off this week again. Xfinity's off also. I can't think right now. I'm trying to.
We got F1, don't we?
Yeah, F1 at
F1,
Spain.
we got the Spanish Grand Prix, we got the IndyCar Grand Prix.
Oh, wait.
And we got
The
and then
You know that song, right? Barcelona.
what song?
Barcelona, the opera song.
Oh,
Mercury.
oh yeah. How did I forget that?
Montserrat Caballé, whatever her name is.
All right, so let's start with the Spanish Grand Prix. Who won the race last year?
Last year, the Spanish Grand Prix. I got to do my research.
I think it was Sebastian Vettel. If I'm not, it was either Sebastian Vettel or Lewis Hamilton. No. Yeah, it was either Sebastian Vettel or Lewis Hamilton. No, it was Ricardo.
no. Let me check.
The winner was Lewis Hamilton over Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know what. Okay,
Ricardo
no.
finished fifth in that race.
Okay, no, Ricardo. I know there's a race Ricardo won.
That was he won. What race did Ricardo win in 2018?
wasn't. I think
China and Monaco that
China. Yeah, it was China. I don't know why I thought it was Spain. All right, so Lewis Hamilton won the race last year. You think he's gonna go back to back?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
There's no stopping him. This guy's on a roll.
Like we've seen Vettel and the problem about Ferrari is Vettel and
Ferrari's just ran by. I don't want to ruin my reputation online, but
Danny,
ran
as Danny would say,
clouds.
hold on, as Danny would say, team orders.
Exactly. And team orders is just ruling the staples. They need to fire the doofuses running the organization and maybe put some real smart people, that kind of get
actually know how to strategize.
Race strategy was awful at Baku with Ferrari. I don't know what they were doing to Charles Leclerc, but it was clearly awful.
Hey, I was looking. Hey, by the way, you said Brandon Hartley never got a point in F1. He got 4 points. He got 4.
Stop the press.
He got 4 points. He got a point at Azerbaijan, a point at Germany, and 2 points at the U.S. Grand Prix. That's his 4 points that he got.
4 points. He's wrote a diary over that.
His worst finish is
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. My precious points. F1 edition.
His best finish is 9th. His worst finish is 20th. That's sad. Like he got 19th in the standings. Woo! Totally.
Okay.
Nice.
At least he's replaced by somebody by the name of Alexander Albon.
Alexander Albon actually knows how to drive.
He dots the I's and crosses the T's.
Like right
He's
now.
getting shit done. Excuse
Yeah,
my
right.
language, viewers.
Hey, by the way, Eddie Giovinazzi, Roman Grosjean, George Russell, and Robert Kubica are the only ones with no points.
Okay, when do you think any of the Williams guys are going to get points? Okay, Robert Kubica and George Russell.
Okay, let's have a better question. When do you think they're going to finish on the lead lap?
Yeah, that is a good question because I don't know. I think we need to do one lap in Nürburgring to make that happen.
I mean, think about this. If Roman Grosjean was never penalized or never disqualified from that one race where he had an illegal floor, Sergei Sorokin would never have that point.
That is true.
Oh,
But what did Sergei Sorokin really do?
Then
Nothing.
again,
he didn't have anything.
yeah, then again,
But
there's
it's just
not
another
much
helper
to
to Williams going downhill, so that's on.
Well, you also had like I've seen the remember when Ocon wrecked Verstappen. Verstappen was mad.
Yeah, but he didn't drive for Williams. He was.
Well, he drove for
Racing
still. He
Point.
drove for he drove. He
Racing
was
Point Force
shit.
India.
Yeah, but he was crap. Perez is just doing well, and he's running in the back like a dumbass.
But hey, you know, some people just have a knack for being moving chicanes. We've seen this before.
But Robert Kubica, oh my god! Robert Kubica has 1 win, 12 podiums.
But he was in his prime when he drove in F1 then.
Yeah, but what
he was in a sufficient team. This ain't nothing like it.
Well, for sure, like.
All right, who do you guys think what do you think we're going to see out of the Spanish Grand Prix? More or less from last year? Maybe something different?
I think it's going to be a battle between Bottas and Hamilton. It's not going to end up like what happened in 2016 with Rosberg and Hamilton when they took each other out in the first few turns, which was just flat out insane. And
finally, someone other than Mercedes win.
That was
not so funny.
2 times the Mercedes didn't win that year. Yeah, they're coming out Malaysia.
Don't know what's so funny?
Yeah.
I'm looking at somebody on Reddit for a joke said Nissan to NASCAR 2019 with Carl Long Motorsports for a joke.
Oh my god.
Funny. That's funny.
Yeah, because there's a 66 Nissan that has a Carl Long font, that's why.
I wanted to say, like, to be actually realistically honest, I know we made a lot of jokes in this episode. I think we crossed the joke line a little bit too much here. But at least
I have a feeling we're going to be saying a lot more.
Yeah, we're making friends with some of the teams here if they're listening to our podcast.
I don't think we'll...
Listen, Williams. We love you.
Like,
we love you. This is just comedy. It's satire.
Satire.
If you get any of your drivers, I got you.
What happens if somebody asked us to interview like race car drivers on this podcast?
Go for it. Then we'll bring them on in.
I don't even know any race car drivers is the problem. We have to.
I
we
know
gotta
one.
start small. Start with the amateurs.
I know.
You know?
Like who? Ty Gibbs.
I know one racer.
Who?
Randy Lanier.
Oh yeah, Brandon Lanier. Bring him in. We can bring in Rajah Kruth if you want. Many other drivers, I'm sure, aren't in the spotlight. If you want, I could bring in Trey McGrattan, dirt track driver out in Indianapolis. Indiana.
Well, let's get back on track to the race this weekend. But yeah, we'll definitely start getting guests on, hopefully soon. So, who you guys just pick to win the Spanish Grand Prix?
I am going with the one and only Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, for sure.
Max Verstappen.
Yeah, he's been doing well this season.
Got his first career win there and his first start for Red Bull.
Like, Max Verstappen is actually doing really well compared to, he's Pierre Gasly's but not good, But Verstappen is running really well. He's actually third in the standings over both Ferraris. He's between the Ferraris and the Mercedes. He's just third place.
Hey man, Pierre Gasly is just helping his old team out. He's giving them a third car. It's like, don't worry, guys.
It's a third Toro Rosso car. I see what you did there.
Well, it's better than right. Wait, but do you know what people like? I remember I saw F1
Better
meme
than
earlier.
JQV at Red Bull.
Somebody said about Renault's D Q no D. It's something about not finishing a racing.
DNF.
Yeah, DNF racing.
Doof.
Yeah, like some people make jokes like it's like I don't know why.
Well, here's what I want to say. I think for the Spanish Grand Prix, here's a bold prediction. Both Haas cars, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean, will get points-paying finishes.
Are you sure about Roman Grosjean?
I'm sure about Roman Grosjean. I know I'm skeptical about him. I know I'm not a fan of him. But I feel like something... Hey, it's going to happen. For some reason, I don't know.
Okay, if I had to choose between people who will get points in no particular order besides number one, Verstappen, in terms of who's already a lock, Verstappen, Hamilton, the two Mercedes, two Ferraris. I'll just throw Pierre in there just for the hell of it. I'm going to say this. I think both Toro Rossos, Lance Stroll, how many numbers? What am I at already?
Well, there are, 20 cars?
Yeah.
In the F1 grid this year?
Okay, what did I say? Hold on, let me retract that. So, two Red Bulls, two Ferraris, two Mercedes, two Toro Rosso. So I got two more guys. So Lance Stroll and Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah.
Raikkonen might get points.
Yeah, he's better than the Williams. I know they're getting last.
Williams doesn't have power at all. That's the thing.
Like they're probably who would go faster?
Williams is running those. Williams is running the
Who's faster
29.
than who? Usually it's
Williams has a
Russell
tape
faster
spacer
than
in the car.
Hey, who goes faster? Williams in F1 or Spire Motorsports in NASCAR? Who goes faster?
Well, after Talladega, Spire Motorsports in NASCAR.
Guys,
they had a car, and then like
guys. It's simple.
Yes.
Williams just has a tapered spacer on their engine.
I see what you did there. Which, of course, is unrealistic because you just did unrealistic aerodynamics on the car.
And then
you cannot put a taper spacer on a Formula One car.
Oh God, that would not go well.
Not at all.
I want to out now.
No.
If there's any Formula One teams listening, let's try an experiment.
Yeah, people experimenting with tapered spacers on their cars. Oh my God.
That'd be funny.
All right, let's go well.
All right, so I think we're done talking about Formula One. So we already gave our picks for the IndyCar Grand Prix. So we'll
NASCAR is the only.
Talk about NASCAR.
Talk about the Kansas.
K&N races. It was Tanner Gray that won on Saturday, and Derek Cross that won on Sunday.
I'm trying to think about picks for the Kansas.
I'd say for the Truck Series race, I'm going with Brett Moffitt.
For me, trying to think. I say Grant Enfinger. He's been running well in that.
He's strong at these kinds of tracks. He won Las Vegas. Made a statement out of that victory.
He won Las Vegas last year. In
Kansas is very similar.
Yep, and I feel Enfinger's right at the points leader by 4 points over Johnny Stoddard right now.
But I don't know. I see Brett Moffitt. Like you saw the Vegas race or earlier this year, how he and Kyle Busch were duking it out to the very end.
Yeah,
with Busch hanging on. Like I think Moffitt's just going to translate that success over to Kansas City. I think it's going to be his race to lose. However, Grant Enfinger's a great pick. Don't get me wrong. He's got what it takes for that 98 truck. Now, let's talk about the Cup Series race.
Hold up, I didn't get my pick.
Oh, Armani, yeah, I forgot all about that. I'm so sorry.
Ben Rhodes. My pick is Ben Rhodes. He won a Kentucky last year in dominating fashion, similar to what not Harrison, Noah Gregson did at Kansas. I think he's going to put on a very similar performance at Kentucky. And another prediction I got for the Truck Series: Ben Rhodes is going to have his first multi-win season. I think it's actually going to come in Kansas and Kentucky.
Well, all we got to do is find out Friday night.
Yep.
Now, let's talk about the Cup Series event on the Kansas is a 400 mile go bowling.
Yep, 400.
Yeah, so Kansas 400. I think Martin Truex Jr. is going to get his third win of the year, go back-to-back in Kansas. He's already a two-time winner there.
For me, the problem is I don't know. It's like there's so many guys like the mile and a half. We thought it was boring, but
or how about Kevin Harvick who won there last year?
Yeah, Kevin Harvick.
Chase Elliott that won last year as well.
I'm trying to think.
Who am I gonna pick?
MTJ's on a roll. That's why I'm picking him.
I don't want to pick the same guy I picked last year though. I actually got to think about this one.
I feel like, for some reason, I feel like Joe Logano for some reason. Because he's won at Vegas as the killer track. He's won in Kansas before. He won Kansas in 2014 and 2015. And he's shown speed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Joey Logano. I mean, he's really been the only one who's been able to really match Kyle Busch in terms of speed.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, he's having he used to have at the beginning of the season he had top 5 speed. Now he has top 10 speed. Joey Logano, he's really had consistently top 5 speed. And I think he's gonna get it done at Kansas.
And Logano has a great record at Kansas too, so
Logano.
There's no reason why he shouldn't win.
Yep.
However, his Penske counterparts, Ryan Blaney and Brett Keselowski, are known for having great runs in Kansas as well. Ryan Blaney was close last year until he had contact with Kyle Larson, which took them both out of contention.
Blaney was my pick last year. It almost happened. And Larson.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Harvick would end up taking the win.
Oh, I was not happy. I was not too happy in that race.
Yeah. I wanted to say, like, if anything, Kevin Harvick, Stewart Haas Racing, they still haven't found victory lane in all this year. And how many races we're in now? Like 10?
This is race 12.
Oh, race 12.
Yeah, we completed.
So we're already 11 races in.
Yeah, we completed 11
races. Hasn't found victory lane once. And if you look at them last year, they won like almost everything.
Yeah, Harvick had 8 wins. Kurt Busch had 1. Almirola had 1. Boyer had 2.
They owned NASCAR last year. Despite not winning the title, they owned the Cup Series. I think Kevin Harvick is going to be the guy that wins, if not Martin Truex Jr. And my dark horse pick for Kansas is going to be that number 88 car, Alex Bowman. You cannot count him out. He made one of the biggest statements of this season at Dover today.
Yeah, that's true.
To finish second place the way he did, to lead those laps, to start in the back, which we've seen him do before, right?
Yeah.
Usually he would stay in the back.
Yeah.
He goes high as maybe 15.
Yeah, like there, like he had a good race
to the furthest he could. What a race! I mean, this is like a win for him. Honestly, these last 2 weeks have been like impressive. He signed his best career finish at second. He's so close for the win. But this is a test. We're coming back to reality, back to the mile-and-a-half oval tracks that rule the majority of the Cup Series schedule. This is a test.
He finished 9th in the fall race.
And 17th in the spring, because in the spring he had contact with Suarez late in the race. That brought him 17th. But the fall race was nice. That was a good finish in the fall race.
I'll be honest. I think like I don't know. Like, I think Bowman's gonna just continue the momentum.
One thing, the team has to bring them, at Dover, the team brought them a good car, unloaded goods, so that's what they have to do. And if they have something, make sure they do the right adjustments, because
I'll make a prediction. When was the last time Hendrick Motorsports had all 4 cars in the top 10?
I don't even remember. It's been a while.
I think it's going to happen this week. I think Jimmy, Byron, Bowman, and Elliott are all going to get a top 10 finish.
I'm not so sure about Jimmy, but I think the other 3 can.
About John?
Jimmy was fluttering with the top 10. I thought he was going to get a top 10 until that pit strategy. Once that pit strategy happened, I was like, okay, there's no way he's getting a top 10.
I feel like Johnson's glass ceiling has been 10th place for some reason. He just can't go above it for some reason.
Besides Texas, that's really been the only race he looked like he could win this season.
Yeah, Texas, he was strong.
Well, I mean, it's been earlier than last season. The only race he actually had a shot of winning was the Roval. So, and that was race 30 something, race 30. Race 7 to race 30.
Wait, he actually had Daytona in the Coke 0400.
Yes,
he got a stupid penalty.
Oh yeah, he got top 5 finishes, but was he really in contention to win?
He crashed out.
But Daytona, he was actually running up front. He was leading. Then he got a stupid penalty that should not happen.
Yeah, I remember.
While leading.
That race was something else.
That race was, I don't even think you could call that a race.
It was process of elimination.
Exactly.
2.5 mile speedway.
Yeah, exactly.
And Eric Jones survived.
Yeah, Eric Jones did survive.
Or I would call it the Ricky Stenhouse 400.
Hey.
Ricky.
The first wreck was practice last being stupid. Right? For no reason at Daytona. He's slamming on the brake. Going from 200 to 190. You don't brake at Daytona going into the corner.
That's true.
How about Kyle Busch? It's sidetracking. That's sidetracking.
It was funny when the crowd was just cheering. The Stenhouse wrecked on his own.
I was swearing at Larson, because Larson wrecked and collected him for no apparent reason.
Larson, what are you doing?
Well,
That's me.
All right. Any other races this weekend?
No, but so far the Boston Bruins are playing tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Go Bruins! Please win this game. Let's face Carolina in the conference finals.
And Carolina's gonna win.
This is a racing podcast. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's almost been down
Watch racing.
45
Shout out to Jamie Chadwick winning the W Series race at Hockenheim.
Okay, that.
Oh yeah, I forgot that series was a thing.
There's just so much going on this week, and I forgot to watch it. It streams live on Facebook, by the way. The race, just for future notice.
All right. Well, if the race was good, let me know on Twitter. If whoever's watching, if the race was good, let me know on Twitter. Because I'm probably not going to rewatch it. All right, I think that's everything.
Yes, thank you.
Anything else you want to say? All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to the Below the Yellow Line podcast, episode 5. I'm Armani. Once again, Justin Joseph. Thank you for being on the panel. Check us out on Twitter, World Racing Media at WRM Group. Or is it? No, it's WR Media Group. One or the other. It'll be in the description. Check me out on Twitter personally at 87 Velocity. Joseph, you want to slide in your Twitter?
It's at JLP Snipes.
All right. Justin, you got Twitter?
Yeah, I just have to find it. Oh my god.
Is it-
Sometimes I forget my. It's at YT NASCAR.
All right. All right, so yeah, thanks again, guys. Tune in next week for another episode of the Below the Yellow Line podcast. And yeah, we'll see you soon.